Hey, how are you? I'm Laro, and welcome to Stardew Valley the first winter. But as usual, just playing Stardew may seem a little boring, so I did set up some very basic goals for myself. I'm realizing I didn't tick the complete in year one button, so instead I diverted the attention to making money and getting things upgraded this time. So number one is to upgrade tools. I don't really have a set goal, but perhaps as much as possible, as the hoe and watering can are a must given that we don't have to plan anything. The pick and axe can be done at any time, so while I wish to do them as well, it's not necessary. Number two, I want to get the greenhouse. I can get the greenhouse and begin the process of moving the ancient fruit to a stage where I can harvest them. This will most likely get the money goal up, hopefully. Number three is getting the best friend achievement. Haley would be fun, and I would also like to get some of the people I've neglected up, like Leah, Shane, Maru, Penny, etc, etc. Number four, the cook achievement would be nice. This is the achievement for 10 recipes made and acquired. I'm pretty sure I have all of them, but watching the cook show on Wednesday could probably help. And number five, I would like to explore the Skull Cavern. It is now unlocked, and I just know I would push it off, and I'm pretty sure I procrastinated enough and never actually explored it fully. So that'll be fun to try out. So with all that laid out, let's go on to Sucks Farm in winter year one. Winter one was spent mostly acquainting myself with the farm again. I ended up encountering Krobus and acquiring the magnifying glass. This means we can now find secret notes. I actually learned that winter one is Krobus's birthday, so is this a birthday present to himself? Like, going outside the sewers and everything? There might have to be a goal to befriend him. I feel bad. I opened Geo's and dropped off several items to the museum. I found the first secret note at some point and foraged around. I ended up managing to find the remaining bits for the crafts room, meaning there are only 2 rooms left. I passed out in the community center and unlocked the quarry. Winter 2, I was picked up by Joja and got the quest for squid from Willie. The baby dinosaur hatched, and I named him Oscar because we're doing Oscar. Trash dinosaur. He's gonna be Oscar. I picked up a quest for Snow Yam for Clint and delivered it. I began clearing out the quarry and organizing the area. I made 2 new furnaces and found a total of 2 secret notes. I ended the day with level 8 foraging. Winter 3 began with replacing the furnaces. The train decided to give me stone, and while up there it was Linus's birthday, so he got a birthday yam. I decided to make more tea saplings so I could get the steel pick started at the blacksmith. This allowed me to drop off the skeleton hand, and I decided to organize the collection by color at the museum. I decided to go to the Calico Desert for the first time and forage. When I went into Oasis, I ran into Sandy's cutscene. Oh, hello. I guess. I don't know what I'm doing here. I decided to get a new shirt for the store and got another from a dig spot. I went back to the museum to drop off something else new. I ended the day with some difficult fishing. Winter 4, I did some light fishing at a fishing spot. I went into town and got the bed from the ticket machine. I delivered a gold bar to Penny. At the beach, I foraged and sold them to Willie. I decided to fish at the beach and spent most of the rest of the day there. I swapped out the beds and chopped trees and ended the day with 4,073 made. Winter 5, I idled most of the morning and chopped more trees outside Robin's before having enough to upgrade the barn for materials. I got parts of Abigail's diary from a secret note. I picked up the steel pick and opened geodes while there. I next went to the traveling cart, finding nothing of use, of course. I dropped off a Nautilus shell to Demetrius's bundle. This got a recycling machine. I spent the rest of the day mining and got another secret note. Wait, hold up. You'd eat fish bait? I know that's like an expression, but that just made my mouth actually taste it, and I just got really grossed out. So, Linus, I'm glad you know how to talk to people, but that was gross. So, I was in bed by 1:30 a.m. with level 8 mining. Winter 6, Clint gave me the quest for the amethyst to Emily thing. I had a clear idea for the quarries, so I went to go and fix things for it. I went to Clint's and began the upgrade to copper for the hoe. I chopped trees for the quarry at the forest, and secret woods for the rest of the day. I ended it with level 9 farming. Winter 7, I was visited by Pierre. After that, I restocked the preserve jars, made more mayonnaise machines, and got a squid from the traveling cart. I went back to the quarry and continued fixing it up. I ended up finishing the tree area and went back to the mines for ore. And right before bed, realized I forgot about Caroline's birthday. Okay, I don't want to talk about it. That is depressing. Ugh. Oh well, I guess it's fine. Winter 8 was the ice festival. I went around talking to people. I said Penny and Jazz should make the classic snowman, purely because Jazz said she wanted to use the carrot nose. I got the rare crow from the traveling cart. I couldn't find Linus, so I had to look it up and finally found him by the wizard's tower. I didn't know that. Because I can't talk to the wizard, even though I know he's being a creepy stalker sock man. Gosh. He would be the kind of guy to go through your sock drawer, though. Ugh. And according to the game, I haven't met Sandy, so I think I forgot to talk to her after the cutscene. Oops. I started the fishing competition and won with 6 fish caught. I got this sailor hat and some lures. How can you not believe that? You're a level 10 fisher. Maybe I'm surprised that I beat Willie? According to my notes, sailor hat plus chef coat equals Sanji, but Sanji does not equal One Piece, but I am master. I am Sanji. So that's a lie. I ended the day with more fishing. Winter 9, the copper hoe was ready. I cleared more of the trees on the farm and picked up the hoe. While at Clint's, I upgraded the gardening can. I cleared the quarry and planted more trees and checked out the Squid Fest sign. I caught the squid for Willie and found him at the saloon to give it to him. I used the seed maker reward to make more ancient fruit seeds. I ended the day with more fishing and made 5,834. Winter 10, I fished outside Marnie's until she opened. And when she did, I got a goat named Thumbelina and a heater for the barn. I decided to move the coop up by the barn, I think to have easier access to it. Sebastian's room was locked for his birthday, so I wandered around and came across Linus, who now considers me a friend, apparently. I went to the mines for stone, and when Sebastian left his room, he got a birthday present. I went back to the farm to clear it up and move the sprinklers. There was a fishing spot, so that's how I ended the day. Winter 11 began with more tea saplings, chores, and making recipes. I ended up getting a total of 5 recipes done, and I picked up the watering can and bought rice and flour. This is where I found out you had to date the bachelorette/bachelors to get them to 10 hearts. So what I'm hearing is we should date Haley. I'm not opposed to it. Honestly. I went back to the mines for both the quest and for iron after clearing my inventory. I stayed there for most of the day and was in bed by 1:20 a.m. Winter 12 was the first Squid Fest. The Oracle every time I check calls me out, so I'm going to safely assume I procrastinate that too. I ended up getting wool from the traveling cart, even though I spent so much money getting the barn upgraded for Thumbelina. Thanks. This game. I don't actually, but I was able to complete the pantry with the wool, so one area left of the community center. I triggered Abigail's 2-heart cutscene and failed at Prairie King. Why would you raise your hand at that? Dude, we're shit at this game. I didn't do too horrific, but still managed to run face first into several of the enemies. I'm assuming that's why this is a hidden achievement. I managed to get George's cutscene and reassured him. I stopped at Clint's and got only the fluorite. After this, I finally went to the festival where I tried and failed to impress Willie. Before he left, I got distracted by one of the fishers and then wandered off and found out I would get all the reward. I didn't know that. I only skimmed the rules, okay? I ended the day with the greenhouse complete and a new plan for the goal. Winter 13, I found a place for the squid kid painting in the kitchen. I replaced hay and accidentally made Woozy a mom, so baby chicken a couple days. It was gonna be 2 chickens, 2 ducks, 2 Oscars, which I was gonna name the other one Elmo, by the way, because I think it's funny. I decided to set up the greenhouse by placing the orange trees and placing the 6 ancient seeds. This marks the first goal completed. I made the glazed yams for the 7th recipe made. I went to Pierre's and bought a bouquet, and then Haley, I know this is very unceremonious, but unfortunately I can't bring you out on a date. I'm getting nervous. Okay, you know what? Who cares? I would totally date Haley. Okay, Here you go. I gave her the bouquet and sat facing the wall while I contemplated commitment. I went back to fishing for 10 squids and money. It took all the way until 1:50 a.m., but I caught all of them. Sure. And I don't need anything else. Okay, I win. I am prepared to accept my fate. I have a squid hat. I win. I win. All y'all lose. I have a squid hat. I passed out on the beach with a girlfriend, and the best thing of all was a squid hat. Winter 14 awoke with sorting through and organizing the rewards. I ended up getting the notice for the night market, and when I finally left the farm, I went to the traveling cart and bought the wallflower pal and 5 oak resin bottles. I went around giving gifts to Jazz, Haley, Penny. I got the hash brown recipe and gave Evelyn and Abigail gifts. Abigail asked me about her drawing, and I said the orc. Apparently, Caroline doesn't like mayonnaise, or maybe it's just duck mayo. He actually liked the gift I gave him, which was not the goal. George and Jody also got gifts. Sebastian didn't like his gift, and Demetrius called my cheese a specimen. See, this is why I have beef with everyone in this family except Mara and Rob. My cheese is not alive. It is not a specimen. It does not have containing organisms. I take offense, okay? Robin and Alex also got gifts, and they liked them. I chopped trees to clear the quarry some more, and I used the resources to begin sprucing up the mine entrance, and unfortunately had enough to make bombs. Oh, I can! That worked! Okay, sorry. I was quite literally winging it. I didn't realize that would work. I was not expecting that to work. I was expecting it to just be like, oh, it's not gonna work, you know? And now we have to go check it out. I don't have all the dwarf skulls, so we can't talk to the guy yet, but after fixing the area, I just went home. Winter 15, I replaced the jam jars and also got the first goat milk from Thumbelina. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, we're gonna be doing something stupid, so... I gathered up materials like food, took a triple espresso shot, got the sword, and then traveled to the desert. I can't talk myself out of this, so we're probably gonna die. In which case, I'm stupid, and we should have just gone to the night market. Yeah, first level, we got to 4 health, and then I just spent most of the day trying to figure out the serpents. Are they just, like, bats? Are they magic? Is the sock man involved? What about the gambling man, or bouncer, or even Mr. Key? Is Grandpa involved with his note? I hate mining. This is why I fish, okay? This is why I have a squid hat. Because I am the squid. I am the failure of the squid, okay? That's how it works. Okay, Grandpa apparently wants me to die. I found a shaft that dropped me 9 levels to level 13, where I got down to 5 health and called it good. I did manage to get the first iridium ore, and I spent all my money replacing the salads and then went to check out the night market, so... bad idea. I didn't have the secret note for the mermaid, so I got a coffee and then realized I was too broke for deep sea fishing and went to fish by myself off the pier for the rest of the day. I made 1768 and prepared for another day. Winter 16 began with taking care of the animals and checking on the recipes, where I made the miner's tree. I went to the blacksmiths to open geodes, and I didn't get anything new, but I decided to go around giving gifts to whoever I ran across. I talked to Haley. I have a chicken coming in a few days, I think. More gifts were handed out, and I triggered Abigail's argument with Caroline cutscene and got fixated on her red eyes. The farmer character hid in a corner, which apparently worked, I guess. I bought more cooking ingredients from Pierre and went home to store them. This allowed me to get the cook achievement, meaning there are 2 goals down and 3 left. George and Evelyn both got gifts. I picked up baits from the farm and went to the night market. Okay, who has squeaky shoes and needs to fix their shoes? I got a coffee and then saw the truffle at the traveling cart, but was too broke. I went to the submarine, turned off the volume to not trigger my deep-seated paranoia about the ocean, and went about deep-sea fishing. I spent the rest of my night fishing and caught my once favorite blobfish that now makes me sad to think about their appearance and its causes. I'm fine. I was in bed by 1:30 with 5,585 G made. Winter 17, Evelyn stopped by and gave me garden pots and the recipe. I decided to go to Skull Cavern today, but did not check check the luck. I only got a couple of levels and woke up at Harvey's. This is now everyone's problems. I take no responsibility for my fate. Winter 17, I woke up to Evelyn stopping by the house and gifting a garden pot. I felt a lot wiser today for some reason, so I went to the Wizard's Tower and delivered a Void Essence for 1000 G. I went around giving gifts, read all the books in the library to catch up, and got 3 coffees from the mystery box. I took care of the animals at the farm and fished outside the beach until the night market opened. I bought an apple sapling for 1000 cheaper and fished in the submarine after making myself dizzy. I kept getting random fishing spots. It almost felt like days were merging together. Huh. Oh well, no point on dwelling on things that didn't happen. I took the teleport to get home and ended the night at 150 to a, quote, strong windstorm during the night. I made a total of 9,257 G. Winter 18, I found out my secret friend was Abigail and that I had 7 days to prepare. After taking care of the animals, I placed the apple tree by the orange tree and placed the seasonal plants. I went to the blacksmith's and upgraded the steel hoe. I chopped trees at the train stop, and when the energy got low, I stopped at the spa. Ew, it takes off my hat. I can't be a squid in the spa. Bro, I like that hat. I'm emotionally attached to the dude. On the way out, I ran into Linus and gave him a coffee because he was cold. I foraged around and chopped trees on the way to the farm and then took the minecarts to the quarry and placed more trees in the little forest. I used the wood to make more kegs and placed them by the others. I made tea saplings and ended the day. Winter 19, I got a visit from Emily about cloth and had access to her sewing machine. I ended up perusing the wiki for ideas and found a shirt I wanted to make for the first one. I want a fish shirt. Yeah, I want a fish shirt. Can I make a fish shirt? I gathered up materials for it and took care of the animals. Woozy's child hatch and I named them Mavis. Wendy was the first one I told about the chick, as she should be. I went to the traveling cart and found nothing. I finally went to Emily's and made the shirt with the dye. Haley asked for a pony, so future goal is all I'm hearing. Okay, how about this? We can't marry her until we get a pony. That's like a new rule I'm making up on the spot. But we're doing it. I foraged around the beach and sold the wares to Willie before fishing outside. I stayed there until the end of the day. Winter 20, it was snowy, and I went to the blacksmith and picked up the steel hoe. I went to the forest for a lingcod frenzy and fished for money while being weirdly introspective. I chopped trees at the end of the frenzy and checked out the hat mouse. I accidentally bought my least favorite option of the tropiclip. To cope, I went back to chopping trees. After clearing the forest, I fought in the secret woods and went home. Winter 21, Robin asked for hardwood. I took care of the animals and placed an ancient fruit seed. There was another apple tree in the traveling cart, so I bought it for 1000 G cheaper again. I dropped off things to the museum and got the bear statue and raccoon rarecaro for a reward. I went through reading the books again and came across The Fisherman Act 2. Skim, skim, skim. Ah, yes. Tex. Do you think anyone will ever catch him? Gordy. If this person were a master at fishing. Whatever. Oh, there we go. Above all, you've got to have respect for the water, son. Tex. Son? Do you mean your father? Gordy. Yes, my boy. And then he dies to an undiagnosed medical problem that could have been prevented if healthcare wasn't so expensive as dramatic music plays and the curtains fall. Oh, that snort hurt. I went to go see George and gift him a leek to celebrate the wheeze. I triggered Emily's cutscene, Haley got a thing of cheese, and I pretended to not be judging Emily as I left. I put the bear statue in the mines and cleared the quarry more while also having a minor break in plans. I placed the rarecrow to end the night. Winter 22, the spirits were in good humor and Mavis grew up. I placed a new apple tree in the greenhouse and replaced the furnaces. I went to Clint's to pick up the steel watering can and dropped off a rusty spoon to the museum. I gave Haley and George a gift and ran into Lewis and gifted him a strange doll for the lulz. I went back to fishing again for the rest of the light before heading to the quarry and dropping off more tappers and ending the day with 2,751 made. Winter 23 began with restocking the barrels and jars, organizing chests, and checking on the animals. I decided to open geodes where I got a mystery shirt that is not a vibe and mixed seeds. Does that mean he literally folded a shirt, like a box, and gave it to me as a shirt. Oh, Sam, hi. Gifts were handed out to Sam, Penny, Elliot, and I got Sam's cutscene. I googled the cutscene and chose to stay out of this. More gifts were handed out to the girlies and salad to Leah. I went to her house and checked it out. I can promise you I'm not a stalker. I spent the rest of the day chopping trees and foraging. Winter 24, Wendy gave me clay. I hope. After that, I spent the morning foraging and digging up dig spots on my way to the mines for copper and stone. I spent the rest of the day there and ended it on the lobby of the mines. Winter 25 was the Feast of the Winter Star. I made more furnaces and found out it was Linus that found me. I spent the morning tending the animals before finally getting to the event with Abigail's gift. Lily told the tale of the Winter Star, and Harvey said there was no medical emergencies this year. Oh, that's right. There were no medical emergencies because I gaslit you. I got the tree of the Winter Star and the large red rug at the store. Abigail got a gold star pumpkin and Caroline gifted me a pink cake. Yay! What'd you give me? Oh my god, you got me cake? I found out that I had still not talked to Sandy and ended the festival. I ended the whole day by rearranging the house and was in bed by 12:20 a.m. with 3 days left of the season. Winter 26, Gus gave me the quest for an albacore. I began organizing the chests and warped to the beach to fish in an open window for the quest. I didn't end up catching it, so I foraged around the beach and checked out Elliot's house. I sold the forageables to Willie and triggered Penny's cutscene. No, that was mean. I'm sorry. I understand where Penny's coming from. That cutscene makes me so uncomfortable. I dropped off granite and the scapula to the museum and went to the quarry. I spent more time at the ocean catching the albacore. When I entered town, I got Abigail's cutscene and warned her about self-defense. I love graveyards. I left with her after Pierre's rant, and Gus got the albacore before I ended the day. Winter 27 opened with a greeting from Leo, where she gifted me her glorious statue. It got a special place behind the Bob the Builder sign. After chores, I went to talk to Haley and left feeling dejected that she wasn't at 10 Hearts. I checked out the calendar and found out that I had missed Clint's birthday, which, though unintentional, made me happy. I went to Calico Desert and finally talked to Sandy. Yeah, I forgot again, but now we're formally acquainted. I left after getting all the forageables. I dropped off the thing to the museum and had an early day of 2:10 p.m. Winter 28 was the last day of the season and consisted of completing the final goal of 10 hearts. I went to the traveling cart and found nothing. Okay, I lie. I can't hate her. I hate her stock. It is not very imperative with its ingredients. I next stared at the wall for 10 minutes and got to give Haley the last gift of the season, where I got the final goal completed. George also got a gift to round it out. I ended the season for an early night of making more spring seeds. I'm counting all the goals completed, and yes, I am counting the Skull Cavern. The goal was just to get acquainted with the area, not reach any specific level. Let me know if you have any ideas on the next goals I should attempt, or if you have any tips. Any knowledge is helpful, and feel free to follow my bluesky if you would like to know my slightly loopy 3 AM thoughts. Bye-bye! Okay, you're quite literally Baphomet coded, and I'm good. What dark tunnel? Wait, is Mr. Key a sea creature? Is that why he's blue? I am wearing a fish shirt, and it is very fun. He does not like fossils, and honestly, I think that face is well worth it to give him more. Oh my god, they were roommates. What do halibuts look like? Oh, they're the wacky side-eyed ones! Why do their faces look like that? They look like weird lizards. Oh my god, that was a pufferfish. Pufferfish look like gummy toddlers. Okay, I can't. Okay, what does the underside of a halibut look like? Do they even have scales? Cause that nicest way possible looks like they've already been cooked. Underneath. And they're raw chicken. That's what it looks like. Why? I want to X out this text. So why do you dream about meditating? I'm not tiny, bland, or simple, Emily.